Welcome to the next chapter of our journey through ancient Egypt. Today, we explore the Second Intermediate Period, a time of significant upheaval and change that spanned from around 1650 to 1550 BC. This era, sandwiched between the prosperous Middle Kingdom and the glorious New Kingdom, was marked by the fragmentation of central authority, the rise of local rulers, and the incursion of foreign powers. The most notable of these foreign powers were the Hyksos, whose presence and eventual dominance in the northern part of Egypt had profound effects on Egyptian society, culture, and military practices. The term Hyksos refers to a group of mixed Semitic Asiatic people who gradually settled in the eastern Nile Delta. Their arrival didn't occur overnight, but was the result of a gradual process of immigration and settlement. The Hyksos brought with them new technologies and ideas, such as the horse-drawn chariot and advanced forms of weaponry, which would later be adopted and adapted by the Egyptians. Their rise to power culminated in their establishment of a dynasty that ruled over Lower Egypt for over a century. The Hyksos established their capital at Avaris in the Nile Delta. Their rule is often characterized by a blend of Egyptian and foreign practices. They adopted Egyptian titles and royal symbols, and they integrated themselves into the Egyptian administrative and religious systems. Despite their foreign origins, the Hyksos respected and continued many Egyptian traditions, which helped them maintain control over a largely Egyptian population. They introduced significant innovations, including improvements in bronze working, pottery, and textile manufacturing. The Hyksos introduced several technological advancements that had long-lasting impacts on Egyptian society. The most notable of these was the horse-drawn chariot, which revolutionized Egyptian military tactics. They also brought with them new types of bronze weaponry and improved methods of fortification. These innovations were eventually integrated into the Egyptian military arsenal, contributing to the successes of the New Kingdom. The Hyksos also influenced Egyptian music, instruments, and even certain religious practices. While the Hyksos controlled Lower Egypt, the native Egyptian rulers maintained power in Upper Egypt, centered around Thebes. This division led to a prolonged struggle for dominance. The Theban princes, particularly those of the 17th dynasty, began to rally forces to expel the Hyksos and reunify Egypt. This period was marked by a series of military campaigns and shifting alliances. The Thebans saw the Hyksos not only as foreign rulers, but as a threat to the traditional way of life in Egypt. Thebes emerged as a powerful and influential city during the Second Intermediate Period. The Theban rulers, starting with the 17th dynasty, positioned themselves as the legitimate successors of the Middle Kingdom pharaohs. They embarked on a campaign to reclaim the northern territories from the Hyksos. This struggle eventually culminated in the expulsion of the Hyksos and the establishment of the New Kingdom. The unity and strength of Thebes were crucial in rallying support for the cause of Egyptian reunification. One of the most notable figures in the Theban resistance was Pharaoh Seqenenre Tao. He led several military campaigns against the Hyksos and is often credited with laying the groundwork for their eventual defeat. His mummified remains reveal that he died a violent death, likely in battle, underscoring the brutal nature of the conflict. Seqenenre Tao's efforts inspired his successors and became a symbol of Theban resistance. Pharaoh Kamose, the son of Seqenenre Tao, launched aggressive military campaigns against the Hyksos. His efforts are documented in a series of stelae that recount his victories and strategies. Kamose's campaigns weakened the Hyksos' hold on Lower Egypt and set the stage for the final expulsion under his brother Ahmose. Kamose's bold moves included naval battles and surprise attacks on key Hyksos strongholds, demonstrating a keen understanding of both land and sea warfare. Ahmose I, the brother of Kamose, completed the task of expelling the Hyksos from Egypt. His decisive victory marked the end of the Second Intermediate Period and the beginning of the New Kingdom. Ahmose's triumph was not just a military success, but also a symbolic unification of Egypt, restoring Egyptian dominance and re-establishing a centralized government. His reign also marked the beginning of extensive building projects and the reorganization of the state. Ahmose I implemented several important reforms to strengthen his reign and the unity of Egypt. He re-established administrative centers, initiated vast construction projects, including temples and pyramids, and revitalized trade routes that had been neglected during the Hyksos rule. Ahmose's marriage to Queen Ahmose Nefertari, who became one of the most venerated queens in Egyptian history, also played a significant role in consolidating his power and restoring traditional religious practices. The Second Intermediate Period, though marked by turmoil and fragmentation, was also a time of significant cultural and technological exchange. The challenges faced during this era prompted the Egyptians to adopt new military strategies and technologies, which would later contribute to the successes of the new kingdom. The period also highlighted the resilience and determination of the Egyptian people and their rulers, who ultimately restored their nation's greatness. The Second Intermediate Period saw cultural revivals and innovations that influenced the arts, literature, and religious practices. The introduction of new musical instruments and styles from the Hyksos, for instance, enriched the cultural tapestry of Egypt. Literary works from this period often reflect the tumultuous times, offering insights into the struggles and aspirations of the people. The military advancements of the Second Intermediate Period were particularly significant. The Egyptians not only adopted the horse-drawn chariot from the Hyksos, but also developed new combat techniques and weaponry. This period laid the groundwork for the formidable Egyptian military machine that would dominate the Near East during the New Kingdom. Despite being foreign rulers, the Hyksos had a considerable influence on Egyptian society. They introduced new agricultural techniques, craft skills, and even elements of language that were integrated into Egyptian culture. This exchange of knowledge and skills ultimately strengthened Egypt and prepared it for the prosperous era of the New Kingdom. The rise of the Theban dynasty during this period also saw significant religious changes. The Thebans promoted the worship of Ahmose, which became increasingly central to Egyptian religion. This shift in religious focus not only united the people under a common deity but also set the stage for the grand temple constructions dedicated to Ahmose in the New Kingdom. The road to reunification was fraught with challenges, but it also demonstrated the resilience and strategic acumen of the Theban rulers. Their ability to mobilize resources, build alliances, and launch effective military campaigns was crucial in reclaiming Egypt from the Hyksos. The narrative of struggle and eventual triumph during the Second Intermediate Period serves as a powerful testament to the enduring spirit of the Egyptian civilization. Reflecting on the Second Intermediate Period, we see a time of great adversity that ultimately strengthened Egypt. The lessons learned and the innovations adopted during this period laid the foundation for the remarkable achievements of the New Kingdom. As we continue to explore the history of ancient Egypt, the Second Intermediate Period stands out as a testament to the enduring spirit and ingenuity of the Egyptian civilization. Join us in our next episode as we explore the New Kingdom, a period of imperial expansion, monumental construction, and legendary pharaohs. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our journey through ancient Egypt. See you next time.